Welcome to Gods of Real Estate. Open your mind and prepare yourself, because you're about to go on an unforgettable audio tour. Every week, your imagination will be kicked into overdrive as you're taken through someone's mind-blowing fantasy house. We'll go room to room as the creator describes the otherworldly magic and unbelievable future tech with raw humor that only the coolest people have the capacity to appreciate. That's you. And since this is Gods of Real Estate Fancy Boy Edition, we'll end the episode with the most epic imaginary feast that will leave your brain tingling and your mouth watering. If you're not comfortable getting weird with honest conversation, or if you are easily offended, well then fuck off right away and turn back now. And for everyone else, let's begin our journey. And now, here's your host, the only real estate agent in California, Jonathan Shefsky.
Guys, what is up? Welcome to the show. I'm here with my good friend, hilarious improver, talented man, and father of 2 children, husband to a wonderful wife, Rob D.
Hey, what's up, everyone? And that D is average sized.
Oh, it's that kind of D, you say?
Well, you don't pronounce my entire last name. I need to state something. It's not like a micro D.
Because Rob Little D.
Yeah, hi, my name is Rob Micro D.
But here's the thing, Rob. I wanted us to be a rap group today. Like, we're just a couple of suburban kids in Illinois, basically, and we're a rap group. You're Rob D, and I'm Johnny Chef, and we're out here in these streets trying to make the next Will Smith move in our life and just get a TV show after we rap and lose all our money.
Hey, yo, it's Robbie D.
Robbie D.
Ready to hit that mic like you hit your women in the trailer park.
Wow, did you just write that? My God, you have talent.
Actually, that's just my stepdad.
This is you're listening to Trigger Warning on Not Safe for Work Radio. Rob D.
Oh man, it's just getting more and more offensive the more we go on.
I think that our listeners would like that because it makes it, it gives them a little bit of a chance to let off some steam by just laughing and not taking anything too seriously. But you never know these days.
Hey, look, I know that you want people to listen to this podcast, but I'm going to tell people, if you didn't like that just now,
yes,
you should click the stop. Click the pause.
I'm offended by you saying that. Rob, take us to your we're on Gods of Real Estate. We're in the drone. Like, show us the aerial view of your fantasy house.
All right, aerial view of my aerial view of my fantasy house.
Aerial drone view.
What's the name of your fantasy house, Rob?
Yeah, so the name of my fantasy house.
The name of your fantasy house.
And I'm going to go.
You're going to go.
Basic white girl.
Basic white girl.
Pumpkin spice latte.
That's the name of your fantasy house? Pumpkin spice latte? I love it.
Sure. It's welcome to the house of the basic white girl pumpkin spice latte.
Is that really the name, or is there another name?
Oh, I was just gonna say I was gonna go basic and say Casa de Duhem.
Casa de Duhem. Isn't there a song about your last name?
Duhem me.
Duhem me. What is the property looking like?
The property, it's a big lot.
Big lot. It's
big
lots?
Yeah, I love. Yes, it's
your
big lots.
fantasy house is a 99
my
cent
house
store.
is inside of Big Lots.
Oh my God!
Free furniture when you own a Big Lots.
Describe Casa de Duhem's like geography. Is it on Earth, by the way, or is it a fantasy world?
It is on Earth.
It's on Earth.
Okay, so it's on Earth.
As Will Smith would say, it's on Earth.
So
Casa de Duhem.
in this fantasy,
Casa de Duhem. That's Eric Cartman's favorite place to go.
Yeah. Casa de Duhem.
Welcome to my fantasy house. Screw you guys, I'm going home. to a really cool fantasy house.
Really cool fantasy house, guys. Oh, but Kyle can't come because he's
Oh,
so
dude.
cute.
Our poor listeners is like, are they going to tell us about the house or just do impressions?
Yeah,
Both. Okay.
Sorry. This is what do you get when you take two guys with ADD and lock them in a room with microphones?
Pablo Francisco is what you get.
Yeah, a man trying to make a podcast.
One man, one podcast, one listener.
Two girls, one cup. Okay, so
okay, this is Fantasy House. Our wives
So-
want to listen to this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So, even in my fantasy, we live in California. It is a beautiful, beautiful state. We're dying because of taxes, but it's a beautiful, beautiful state.
This is not a political podcast, Rob. Do not
This
try
is
to get
not a
elected on
political
this.
podcast. They're ruining us. But anyways, I would love my house if you're looking at aerial view, close-ish to a beach.
Yeah.
Somewhere between, like not close to cities.
Yeah.
But I do love like down in San Diego area, like the
Yes.
Mission Beach area.
Yes.
I love that area.
Yes.
Up in Oxnard, that area as well.
Totally.
Love that area.
I love that area too.
So a house close to that, maybe an hour away from a mountain somewhere.
Yeah.
Where we can go up there in the winter if we wanted to, but somewhere like that. It's just beautiful weather most of the year, except for lately we've been getting these crazy winds and rains and
Yeah,
all
but
of
but
that
we're in a
stuff.
fantasy world
In
right
the fantasy
now.
world,
So
it's
what weather
perfect
is it
all
right
the
now?
time.
We're flying the drone over. Like, what are we flying through right now?
Oh, you're flying over a huge lot lined with beautiful. I love green on the outside.
Oh yeah.
If in this fantasy world, my wife is like, we're not wasting money on gardeners. You're gonna do this.
Yeah.
It's all rocks.
Yep.
If it's me.
But if you can have whatever you want.
But
in
if I
this,
could have whatever I want.
what in that case is that gonna
Beautiful big green trees surrounding the property.
So it's lush green. I love that visually.
lush green.
Lush.
Lush. And then from there we have big lots of green grass where I could play games with the kids out there.
What kind of games? What would you be playing?
You know what? Kids love the trampoline outside.
Trampoline.
We play, I don't know, soccer, I guess.
Yeah, that's great.
You
Those
know?
are great examples. I'm just imagining you showing me a giant like trampoline and us jumping.
I don't
on it
know.
real
You
quick.
know what? Let's go crazy. Let's go crazy. We have an entire area for cricket with horses. I don't know.
You are very weird.
Yeah.
Cricket with horses.
I've never played the game before.
Yeah, cricket's.
And
That's
a horse bit me about 2 decades ago, and I'm still angry about it.
So that's how you improv this? Beautifully done.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. Okay, so paint a picture for us on the visual that we're seeing of the house. Like, what's the shape of Casa de Dehaim, and what is it like? What's the colors and the shapes of this house?
You know what? I love big, gorgeous-looking farmhouse
Yeah.
style. The outside's like that European, French, Spanish. I don't know what it is, but that European, like white, brick
Oh, yeah.
exterior, dark roof. Maybe not a dark roof, because even in Fantasyland, I mean, it absorbs heat, right?
You don't have to play by any rules.
Oh, no rules.
It can be
Physics
as dark.
don't exist.
No, totally. You can do it however you want.
It levitates off the ground.
Oh yeah, dude.
You have to take a spaceship up. No, I'm joking.
Dude, you're the creator here. This is God's real estate. You can do anything you want.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and bend the rules of
Absolutely.
physics if you'd like. This is full
Absolutely.
imagination.
Absolutely. No one has pants. Anyway, so it's a beautiful white brick exterior, dark trim.
Oh, dude.
Maybe like a dark gray, or I want to go like full black.
Yeah.
But like maybe like a dark gray, like a gunmetal gray.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love it. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, well, welcome us in. Take us through the front door. What's the front door look like?
The front door has hinges. So
You
it opens.
son of a bitch. It's got hinges. Okay.
No, you know what would actually be cool? Like if it's completely fantasy, I would love like how you watch those old sci-fi shows and stuff like that. The door is like a force field.
Oh yeah,
that would be cool.
So it's not a physical door. It's like the Star Wars rules
it's
for like
like,
that's rad.
if it makes those sounds, that's cool too.
I appreciate that. That's do that sound again for us.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I did better the first time.
No, you did it great. You did. No, that was. I love those sounds. Those are super rad. Okay, take us.
Or it can open up and it's just like, oh yeah. And it just like opens the door.
It says, that sounds like Mr. Poopy Butthole from Rick and Morty. Okay, so show us your fantasy bathroom.
Fantasy bathroom.
Bathroom.
Okay, so I don't like feeling cramped between like the shower and the counter.
No one does. Little secret for you. None of us do.
And I am a big fan of taking the pooper and putting it in its own little room.
You put that pooper up on the shelf, buddy.
Yeah.
You get it its own room.
It's on a shelf?
It's
Yeah,
on-
sure. It's on a shelf in the room. You have to use a stepladder to get up to it.
Oh my gosh. Well, that helps actually work it out.
Yeah.
It helps you move it around in your
Yeah.
body.
And plus, yeah, you can see everything go through, gravity fed.
Oh, it's got clear piping.
No.
You and your dirty fantasy.
Hell no, bro. So no, but in all seriousness, it's like take the toilet in its own little room there.
Yep.
I would like instant hot water.
Instant hot water.
Waiting for water to heat up is the bane of my existence currently.
You deserve better.
I deserve
We
better.
all deserve better. Why would we wait?
Deserve better.
You should be able to have immediate hot water in your fantasy world.
Absolutely. Hot water right now.
And
Go.
this is you, like if you're showing us there on set as we're walking through your house, you're like, and check this out, and you touch the hot water button or whatever,
Yeah.
and
And it
it's like-
melts my finger skin
you
off.
burn it.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, dude, that's so Tim and Eric. Like, just like, ow! You're like, oh, you're using that as a pro or a con? Oh, dude, so great.
No, beautiful shower as well. Maybe old fashioned claw tub. I like those tubs. Those are super cool tubs.
I think that's rad. So you have like a soaking tub with the claws on the ground and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Is
but-
there anything high tech blended in with this? Because this show's about like magic and high tech too. Like, what's mind blowing about this bathroom?
Self cleaning toilets.
Self cleaning toilet.
And I'm talking like you don't have to touch the thing; it cleans itself
at all, like 110% clean.
100%.
Not like an oven that like you hit the clean thing, but you still need to go wipe it down.
No more scrubbing poopy, and then how like when you're scrubbing your toilet and you accidentally pull out the brush too fast, and it just like
spritzes it up like a toothbrush being flicked.
You're just
Yeah.
like, well, now I need to shower.
Now I'm covered in shit particles. No, you're talking about 100% self cleaning toilet. I
100%.
love that. Okay, take us to your primary bedroom, as they say on Cribs, where the magic happens.
This is where the magic happens. That's only because I'm learning magic part time.
What goes on? What's it look like? Painted.
I don't want to tell you what goes on.
Oh, I
in
don't
there.
mean it like that. Nothing private.
Sleeping.
This is a very clean podcast.
This is a clean podcast. So far, we've talked about a self-cleaning toilet. It is a clean podcast.
It's very clean.
So the primary room,
Describe the lovemaking.
everyone. Well, we're doing missionary and missionary, and then a little more missionary.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So great. That's really hilarious. That sounds like a Thursday night in my house. Am I right, honey? Honey, where are you
Every
going?
Thursday, once a month.
Why are you getting your suitcases into your car? Honey, why are you going to live with your parents? Honey, come back.
Yes. And while you're gone, can you bring back bagels?
Bagels? Yeah. Bagels? Okay, tell us about this primary. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting because it's fun to riff with you, dude.
I know. It's fun.
Impossible
It's
to
fun.
stop, but go on.
I know. It's two guys locked in a room that just our brains are too creative.
Two guys, one podcast. What are you going to do about it, right? It gets dirty.
Absolutely. There's a cup involved. So
Yeah, it's full of lavender honey coffee. Go on.
it was. Oh, that coffee was so good earlier.
That's why we're riffing, dude. Lavender honey coffee, dude.
Woo.
Lavender honey latte gets
even
me
in a
awake
fantasy-
in the day. All right, go on.
Even in a
Okay,
fantasy
go.
world. Even in a fantasy world, I still only get to sleep on a small portion of the bed because my wife takes up the rest of it. So there's no point in getting a king.
Even in your imagination, you're putting those limitations.
Because here's the thing is even in my imagination, I have to be realistic about my wife's expectations.
You are a damn good husband.
Hey.
Damn good husband.
That's how I've stayed married.
That's right. And that's how you'll continue to be married.
And it's going to be 15 years this September.
50. Happy anniversary. So
thank you.
in this fantasy world, you've got yourself a bed that's not that big because you're gonna have a small amount of space for you either way.
Yeah, it's like we have a queen size bed, and I think those things are like 5 feet wide,
Yeah.
right? And I get 2.
Yeah.
She gets 3, and if she wants, she can have all 5.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
that's the way my wife sleeps.
Okay, so in this fantasy
All
world,
up
that's
on
right.
my back.
What's your comforter look like on top? What's the color of it? Is there a pattern on it? What's the material?
You know what? I would like it if this bed was self-cool and self-heat.
Okay.
So each person can be comfortable because
Perfect.
my wife likes 50 blankets.
Yep.
And I like to be naked in the elements,
Nothing
so
wrong with that.
yeah, so it's if it could be cool on my side, hot on her side, we'd both be happy.
That's great. Is there anything else in your primary bedroom that you got to show us that's like magical or super high tech? And
You know what? I would just like it not to be the catch-all of our house like it currently is.
okay, you're like, in my fantasy world, I just have a clean bedroom.
Yeah, in my fantasy world, I can see the walls.
On the next episode of
Low expectation imagination. Our guest Rob will tell us that the dishes get done once a week. That's great.
Low expectation imagination. That should be a dating show.
Okay, now we've been through, I think it already is. I think there's 10 dating shows. They just have a different official name. Guys, let's have Rob take us on a nice little tour of his one-of-a-kind, super unique room. What's the theme of this room, Rob?
The theme of this room is
Imagination.
It's a South Park reference. Imagination.
welcome to the planet Aram.
Stop. I love that. That's such a good, that was like peak South Park references.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your unique room?
My room,
One of a kind, mind-blowing room.
it has a lot in it. So my imaginary room is more like a sound studio.
Love this.
It's like a stage, you know, like what they made The Mandalorian on?
Yes.
Just having that inside of my house
Oh,
would
it's
be
so
super
rad.
cool. Because I love, you know, like I love making stuff, like making movies and sketches and stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
the ability to be anything at any time
Yeah.
would be super cool.
Oh, it's so rad. I love that. And so in your mind, being this creator of this place that is your home, your unique place that you could go to in that home, it's kind of like, you know, everyone has that, what do they call, the she shed or the man cave, the
Yeah.
study. Like yours is that you have a sound stage
Yeah.
with like all the latest, like coolest tech
Yeah.
to make your own movies or whatever.
100%. Make movies, sketches, TV shows, make anything I want.
So rad.
All my friends, you know, like that are involved in filmmaking, just
Yeah.
like invite them over. Let's make your movie at my house,
That's
man.
so cool. That's
and
so cool.
and that would be cool too, because my house would be big enough that I could just house people.
yeah.
You know.
Your wife would let them all sleep in your bed though, and you'd be like, now I
Okay.
have less space, babe.
So we have a guest house.
That's a whole other episode. We don't have time
Wait,
for this.
I got to go back to that realistic imagination.
Yeah, you're like, there's the ADU contractor is not done yet with my guest house in my fantasy world. I'm like, you're having problems with your fantasy contractor?
Yeah, I know. He's a dick, man.
Yeah.
I should have hired somebody else.
He lied about pulling fantasy permits? God. So you've got the soundstage. You're here showing us, and you're like, dude, I can do anything here. What like scene are you going to show us real quick on this episode of Gods of Real Estate? Like, what are you going to show us?
So here's the thing. I'm gonna go right back to my childhood and one thing I wish I could have done:
Yep.
be on the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
Let's go through space. What's that, Chewie? I don't care what it smells like. Get in there. You know, I just really want to go.
Great reference. Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Is Han Solo there? Are you hanging out?
No, Kylo Ren kind of ruined that.
No.
man.
Listen, we know in the Star Wars universe, it's become a Quentin Tarantino timeline. Harrison
Yeah.
Ford, I mean Han Solo.
Han Solo.
Han Solo
Han.
can still be alive if you want him to, by the way. If you want him to.
Of course, I want him to.
Good answer.
He's,
That was a test.
He's one of the greatest. You know, the thing is, like, when you watch the old Star Wars movies, you're just like, man, like, how can Luke even compete with Han? You know?
And as a person, I mean, well, I'm not comparing them as human beings, comparing them, but Harrison Ford, I think he actually rescued someone before too. Like he actually has done like a rescue thing where you're like, oh, he's an actual hero too, not just an actor. Like it's
Dude.
pretty crazy.
Okay, total side note here.
You're
I
allowed to
actually
do that on
met
this show.
Harrison Ford one time.
What?
So I was a sound guy on a documentary they were filming at Chino Airport.
Yeah.
And he flew in with his plane and he took it was like a young aviators thing.
Yeah.
And he took these kids up for flights in his plane. When I met Harrison Ford, he is the nicest guy.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
He's
Super cool.
the coolest carpenter of all time.
Yeah. Well, no, there was a better one.
How do you perturb a Christian? You know who the best carpenter ever was?
Oh, yeah. Who was it?
Oh, I know. Harrison Ford.
Wrong.
Oh, my boss is a Jewish carpenter in space. It's a bumper sticker I have, folks. Take us. You just showed us the Millennium Falcon that you have on your soundstage. You
Yeah.
just flew with Chewie in the cockpit with
Yep.
Harrison Ford. Take us to the big finale, which is the kitchen, the dining room, and then our fancy boy feast.
Kitchen and dining room, and our epic feast.
Kitchen is the most important part of the house.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We spend the most time there.
Yeah, dude.
We cook a lot of meals together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very primal that it's the most important thing, because really, like, the older I get, the more it becomes like this is the good stuff. Is
Yeah.
cooking with your family, eating with your family, taking time enjoying the artistic process of the cooking, and then
getting to enjoy it, like eating it. Like, you get that feeling, right? You have kids, like that feeling, like when your kids eat like a healthy meal, like you feel that there's like a level of like joy, like they ate good, like they got some good, like clean protein.
Also a level of ego, like I fed you.
That, I mean, in all honesty, I think that there is something to that, where you're like, Daddy controlled the situation and everyone's good for this day.
Yes.
For now, we're
You
good.
have full bellies. You have a roof over your head.
And you have me to thank for it.
You want for nothing because of me.
Oh, dude. On the next episode of Cocky Dad, Rob D tells us how he is the bringer of all things good to the fam.
Welcome to Cocky Dad. I'm Rob Big O.D.
Yeah, if you're looking for Boo Cocky Dad, that's a podcast on a different network.
Yeah.
We get a lot of crossover guests. Listeners that are all pissed, like, I don't know, I've been listening to Bukkake Dad, and it's just been kind of, they've been talking about these fantasy houses. Like, oh no, that's a different podcast. You're on the wrong podcast.
Yeah, wrong
Bukkake
podcast.
Dad's totally different. Okay, so, you know, your whole kitchen, your philosophy is based around feeding your family and the joy that it is to cook, prepare, and eat together.
Look, I've had jobs making food. I've been in restaurants and everything.
Yeah.
I hate making food for strangers.
Okay.
I love making food for people I love.
That's beautiful. What? Okay, describe the physical setting of your kitchen.
Yeah, 100%. My kitchen is basically a bunch of counters surrounding the main piece, which is the island.
Okay. I like this.
So everyone does the island as an afterthought. I think the island is the main piece.
Your whole thing is designed around this island.
100%.
Genius. And I think that's very smart that you're pointing that out, because it gets missed so much in like residential architecture for the middle class. You just have a contractor that comes in and goes, yeah, no, I have someone that does the plans, and they don't give a shit half the time. Not talking shit at all, but we all know the percentages of contractors that don't care and don't know. Okay, but you're saying we're basing the entire, it's spawning from that island.
Yeah, when people say, oh, I want open concept, I want to see the back of my house from the front door, I care less about that. I care about seeing everything from the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, so you see the living room area, you see the dining room area, everything from the kitchen. And this island, you know, like put the stove on the island.
Put
so
the
that you
stove on the island. Like that old song.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was William Jennings that sung that song.
William Jennings.
Yeah, William Jennings.
Waylon's annoyed brother. I put the kitchen on the island on the kitchen.
She looks at me in the eyes and I say, "You're welcome." So,
you know, my brother had good-hearted woman. I have put the island in the kitchen, and I think mine's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I got carried away because I had so much fun with you there. Go on.
Yes. So the stove, the reason why stove is on the island is
Yeah.
so that you can face out while you're cooking.
Okay.
Right? Your back isn't turned to everybody.
Totally.
You're not trying to turn around, constantly have a conversation. You could face everyone while you cook, have a conversation. You could prepare your food right there. There's stools surrounding the island so everyone could sit down and you can have your discussion. Maybe even like a fridge built in, like a wine fridge built into the island.
Yes.
A little wet bar built into the
Yes.
island where you have your nice whiskeys and
What kind of whiskey would you pull out for us on
So, dude, bro, I am so basic on this. Like, I am not one to say like, oh, have you tried the whiskey? It's from
okay.
like a cinnamon barrel.
You're talking to a guy that purposely says well whiskey when he orders from a bar, like out of the plastic bottle.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh
give a
my
shit.
god.
I don't give a shit. Put it on the
whatever the pop-off of whiskey is, put it in my glass.
the pop off of whiskey, dude. That's so funny. Is that bottle plastic? Put it down. Get a different one. How much
Hey,
is it
I
per-
come from a family of alcoholics. They were drinking cooking wine, because it was cheap.
I come from a family of hobos. We drink Listerine. Go on. Okay, so you're pulling out this whiskey. What is the brand? Is it something like that you're creating out of thin air? Or that's
You know what?
Or?
We can create one out of thin air.
Yeah,
Why don't
do
we
it.
call it the Casa de Duhame House Well Whiskey?
Casa de Duhame, Casa de Duhame.
Absolutely.
Carmen?
It's in a Casa Bonitas. So anyways, it is in a bottle and it's shaped like given the rock on symbol.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And
The
you can
devil
pour it-
horns. Yeah.
The devil horns. Wow. Yeah. You know what though? But the whole Lord lives in my house, so calm down. So but you could pour.
You don't think
out
God
of-
knows your thoughts? You think you can have a workaround for that kind of stuff? Like,
You know
like God's
what?
not going like the creator of the
It
universe and all
says
things.
in
isn't
the
going,
good book, He knows the condition of my heart. You are not to judge. All right. So
Get your freaking whiskey out, Rob, and tell me what the
yeah, yeah. Lord, thank you for this whiskey.
So it's in the rock on hands, as
Yeah,
you
the
like to
rock
call
on
it.
symbol.
Yes.
It pours right out of that index finger.
It's so rad.
Dude, I kind of
love-
want to make that now.
I think you have to. Is there a label on it? Like, there's got to be a logo on it. I got to see what this logo looks like.
Yeah, the logo on it is very, very simple. I
like
you know
that
what?
classic font.
Since we're going like the devil horns and everything like that, it's a goat.
Yes.
This is terrible.
This is rad.
You know what?
do you
This
mean?
is terrible. I'm
terrible
throwing
in
this
a cool
bottle
way.
out in my imagination.
It's terrible in a cool way, dude. I mean, this is rad. This is rad. Okay, so you just poured us out some whiskey. I like mine on the rocks with a little splash of water. How do you like yours?
You know what? I like it. I like it Moscow Mule, man.
Okay.
I love the ginger beer with a little bit of lime and
dude.
some whiskey.
That
it's
sounds
so
great
good.
too. You know, in fact, I normally just do whiskey on the rocks with water. I will have Moscow Mule style with you, and we'll clean our cups.
And here's the thing: Moscow Mules, you can make it with vodka, and you can make it with whiskey.
Yeah.
I think typically you make it with vodka.
Yeah, because Moscow.
because everyone's gonna get mad at it. So so instead of calling it the Moscow Mule, we'll just call it the Moscow Mule, man.
I think that was the same thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
but with an accent.
That is a beautiful accent. I don't know where you're from, and I'm not going to ask because I don't care.
I think I screwed it up. So thanks for not asking.
And just for the imaginary experience and the creative experience for our listeners, imagine that you're standing there with us too. Like, what would you be drinking, and how would you be drinking it with us? Just imagine it real quick. Like, if
Yeah.
you're not driving or operating heavy machinery or doing surgery right now, close your eyes and think, like, what would I
Hey,
drink?
this is my imagination. I can be unsafe if I want to be.
That's true. I don't want to have any holds barred. I want to be Mr. Rogers and be fair with this thing and just say, hey, imagine that you're here with me and Rob right now in his fantasy house on Gods of
So
Real
what you're
Estate,
saying,
and we're
it's a
drinking.
beautiful day in my neighborhood. What am I drinking?
It's beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
take us to now. You've done this. You've told we've had this drink together. By the way, what's the countertop look like in this island?
Oh, countertop. I love those dark, like black quartz counters.
Beautiful.
With like light cabinetry.
What's the hardware look like on that cabinetry?
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel.
Dude, I'm a sucker for stainless steel.
That's all
I
right.
love it.
Stainless steel, Stone Cold Steve Austin is what they used to call me in hardware
What?
school. So,
I had one bear.
now is my favorite part. This is like the crescendo of the song of Gods of Real Estate. It is that we go into the dining room and you present us with a meal that is mind-blowing and mouth-watering so that not just me here, but my listeners are sitting here going, oh, dude, this is so fun just having this imaginary meal. Take us to the dining room. Where is it? What table are we sitting at?
Dining room. Let's go full Knights of the Round Table.
Love it. So that everybody's facing each other.
And
Genius.
a huge lazy Susan in the middle.
Oh, dude.
so
Like
that
the
we-
actual lazy Susan or a woman that just laying that it's lazy?
No, it's Susan. She passes things around.
It's my aunt's name, and no offense, Auntie Susie, I love you, but yeah, she's totally a lazy
Yeah,
Susan.
but she kind of has like a little snarky attitude too. It's just like, hey Susan, can you pass the potatoes? Oh, come on.
Does she comment on
again?
how many you already had? And you're like, don't.
This is your third serving. You're already soft.
Oh my God. So do we start the meal with potatoes? Is that what we're starting?
No, we don't start with potatoes,
What are we starting with?
but we do sure as hell have potatoes. So
Okay,
no,
Jocko. Do we have potatoes? Good.
yeah. Do we have potatoes? Good. I wake up at 4:30 every morning
To mash the potatoes, sir?
to mash potatoes.
He does jujitsu. He puts a bag of potatoes between him and his rolling partner, and they smash them together by doing moves in jujitsu. Dude, good potato brand would actually be really fun.
I'm putting these potatoes in an arm bar.
I train my kids to get potatoes made in the morning, too.
Yes.
My daughter's a potato jujitsu champion.
Yeah, she's the guillotine spud queen.
If somehow this episode makes it to Jocko, who's like one of my favorites, I hope you know that I'm riffing, and he has a great sense of humor. He would know
Yeah.
I'm riffing.
Jocko's great.
He's the
Yeah,
best.
he's
Okay,
fantastic.
so he's actually there with us.
Yeah.
Jocko
Oh,
walks in. He picks up your whiskey bottle though, and he just sucks it right off of the
Yeah.
finger, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Wow, Jocko, that's."
Yeah, Jocko. And then he just goes, it was 2005, Riyadh.
Okay. What? So we start off with Jocko's potatoes. That's what
Jocko's
we're naming
potatoes.
them. Jocko's potatoes.
Jocko's scallop potatoes.
That sounds honestly, that sounds
yeah.
like a hilarious
You know,
thing. And then
to get things started, one of my favorite appetizers, me and my wife order it at restaurants that have really good ones, is roasted sprouts.
Roasted Brussels sprouts. The only way you can eat them.
Oh my god.
Roasted and
With
soaked
a good
in bacon
glaze.
grease.
Oh yeah. Oh, so much bacon.
Oh, that sounds so good.
I want to say bacon through my neck fat.
Do it
I want to
again.
eat that.
Do it again. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next course we have? Because I just pushed the Brussels sprouts to the side. By the way, I'm just joking.
Can't believe you
I
did
had-
that.
I had one, not to be rude, but I'm
can't
not
believe
a
that.
Brussels sprout guy. But since these are soaked in bacon and you
Yeah.
can't taste the bitterness,
Well, it's better
I
than
love
the
them.
way my dad used to prepare them. He used to
Throw
boil
them at your
them.
head. Oh, okay.
How dare you bring up how abusive my father was?
Triggered.
No, my father only hit me one time, and it's because I almost ran him over with the car.
Okay, we can't talk about this on this episode of Real Estate Therapy. This is your fantasy house. Tell us what this.
My life is an open book.
I don't want to Mark Maron this, but I have to drive right over that deep comment and go right back to what's our next course?
Okay, thanks, Mark. So we have, you know what? Everyone's gonna have some gas in my fantasy. We're gonna doing some deviled eggs.
Yeah, huevos de diablo.
Yeah, and then maybe some
deviled
some of those southwestern egg rolls.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are
baby,
great.
Like, what's in these southwestern egg rolls? Describe them to us. What's the
Oh.
wrapping? What are they wrapped in?
Egg roll.
Okay. What's inside? Keep going.
Stuff you put in it.
What is that?
No,
You fucking-
avocado.
what are you, 5?
Avocado. Some
What are you,
pork.
5?
What are you, 5?
Fucking dork.
Dork. You dork. Man, we've been saying that all morning.
You don't need
So-
to tell our listeners that we harassed each other before we started recording.
Well, we harass each other, and then we give each other reverse Eskimo kisses.
Why are you telling that to our listeners? What are you, 5? You fucking dork.
Yeah.
We literally have just been repeating that to each other in our own voices back and forth.
All
What are you,
freaking
5? You fucking dork. These egg rolls.
Egg rolls.
I'm assuming since they're southwestern, there's fire roasted corn.
Fire roasted corn. Avocado.
Avocados.
Maybe
oui.
some type of chicken or pork or some type of meat inside of it as well.
Sounds great. Chicken, that will get your wife eating it, right? Because she likes chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we got chicken and so.
Oh, and all of this is gluten-free, so my wife can have it.
Oh, perfect. Okay. What's the next thing? Oh, by the way, I love those things. I'm just imagining the crunch of the exterior.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
getting into
especially
the-
with that little sweet, like, barbecue dipping sauce,
Oh, my
whatever that
God,
is.
That sounds great.
So
Okay.
good.
Take us to the next part of the meal.
Next part of the meal.
My mouth is watering, so you're doing a great job,
yeah,
by the way.
Yeah. And then this is where all of the vegans drop off of the podcast because everything's meat now from now on.
Yeah, dude. Meat centric.
Smoked meat.
Smoke.
We have some brisket.
This episode is brought to you by Traeger.
We got some hot links.
Oh, dude. Do you have like non-spicy hot links for me? Because I like them like with like cheese filling, but not too spicy because I'm, Jewish and I have, very sensitive tummy.
What are you, 5? You fucking dork.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
I
maybe
am. I am and I am. I mean, like my biological age is older, but yes.
Yeah, we'll have some mild ones for you, dork.
Thank you.
And then we'd have some tomahawks.
yes.
Oh, some good steaks.
I love good steak.
And then some chicken for my wife.
Dude, this has been mouth-watering, awesome episode of Gods of Real Estate.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely. And side note, that's what they used to call me in high school.
What?
Mouth-watering.
Thank you to all of our listeners. I hope you're just having an amazing day and spreading the love out there as much as possible, guys. So great.